I think there is a difference in preparation for Sunday for pastors that have to lead the whole service and then pastors who have somebody else helping them, because I found that in some ways the non-preaching parts of the service demanded more of me in preparation.
There's so many moving parts.
Correct. So even knowing what you're going to say before the service, I love preparing scriptural calls to worship. That was an enjoyable part of service preparation for me. Preparing to pray was a demanding thing. I didn't want to read a prayer, but I wanted to study ahead of time to do scriptural prayer. And so,
and we'll talk about that in a future episode.
We will.
I love your public prayers, and I want to hear how you prepared for that.
And that's, again, I attribute people that have helped me in that area in my life. But in Britain, most of our, if they're British pastors listening to us, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, typically they are leading the whole service, and that's work. When I go to a church and I just preach, I feel like, okay, I've been on vacation. Leading the whole service is it's a very challenging and demanding thing to do well. And so because I had multiple pastors on my staff, they shared service responsibilities with me, and we switched off in different parts of the service. I didn't like to just hand off the pulpit prayers because I loved to be able to lead the people of God in scriptural prayer. But I also had some pastors that were really good at pulpit prayer. Derek Thomas was on staff with me for about 12 years, and I loved his pulpit prayers, and my people loved his pulpit prayers. So no matter what your responsibilities are in the service, preparation for the Lord's Day just sort of dominated my life. It was always in the back of my mind all week long, and that was a good thing for me.
Right.
And as you just said, I wasn't just thinking about leading the people of God. I was thinking about worshiping God while I lead the people of God in their worship of God. I did not want to miss out on that while I was leading other people in worship. I'm supposed to be worshiping God there too. Yeah. And if you're not really well prepared ahead of time as a pastor, that can get lost because you are thinking about 100 details going into the service. And you're thinking about serving your people and helping your people, but you don't want to forget to worship God yourself.
Yeah, one thing I've found helpful from time to time is just reminding myself what I am not on a Sunday morning. So my job is not to be an entertainer. Yeah. It's not to be a spiritual guru. It's not to be a life coach and just get people kind of revved up for another week. It really is to represent the Lord Jesus Christ to his people, to stand in the gap between heaven and earth and proclaim his truth. As weighty as that is, there is something liberating about it as well, because you realize that ultimately you're not offering the people yourself. And if you're feeling kind of crummy as a husband or a dad or a Christian, I think John Piper once said, if no one lives up to their preaching, if you do, you're preaching too low. And I think of course we don't want to tolerate hypocrisy, but we have to be aware that we have clay feet, that we're broken and fragile and struggling sinners. And I think it's helpful when our congregation sees that, we're struggling to worship our way through the sermon and to worship our way through the service at times.